The Life and Wisdom of Yunus Emre. The Ocean Within the Drop. Let us come and meet, let us keep things simple, let us love and be loved, the world remains to no one. Dedicated to Yunus Emre, the beloved Anatolian Dervish who beheld truth in a single yellow flower, and to my esteemed elder, Farooq Dilaver. I am Yunus Emre. I opened my eyes in Anatolia. From the east, the Mongols blew in like harsh winds. From the west, the Crusaders descended like dark clouds. I was a village child. On one side, I had my mother's sweet lullabies. On the other, the sharp clang of swords ringing in the air. Days passed, seasons changed, yet the fire in my heart never faded. My love for truth was swayed by no wind and cut by no blade. It came to me, whispering like a light in the darkness. Yunus, what you take from this world will not last. Seek the truth, find it, and leave with what you have given. There were wars outside, but the true discovery was within me. In the midst of all this, how can a person's heart remain alive? How does one awaken? How does one remember the truth? Who am I? Who am I? This world is but a guest house in which we sojourn. There is no staying forever, no clinging. There is learning, loving, and finding what is right. My words pour from my heart. I speak, and they turn into poetry. I did not come for strife. My work is for love. The friend's dwelling is in hearts. I came to build hearts. I found peace in graveyards. The wind would blow gently, and the grass would rustle. Voices would rise from the stones. Those lying beneath the earth would say, "We too once walked upon the earth, just as you do now." Then the words I had steeped in my heart would spill from my lips. Those who came to this deceitful world and passed away, they speak no words, they send no news. Those whose graves now grow wild with grass, they speak no words, they send no news. Time kept flowing away. The faces of my villagers grew paler with each passing day. The fields had dried, the threshing floors lay empty, the crops no longer grew, and full tables had become but a dream. Then the elders of the village called out to me, "Yunus, famine has surrounded us on all sides. No one's hands or strength can ease this suffering. But there is one man, Haji Bektash Veli. Go to him. Seek a remedy for us." In truth, the call I had been seeking had finally come, and so I set out on the path to Kunkar Haji Bektash Veli. In our custom, one never goes to a visit empty-handed. But what could I take? There was no wheat left in the village, no provisions to offer. Then, on the silent slope of the mountain, I saw them waiting for me. Hawthorns. Yes, they bore thorns, but no matter. They shone in the light. I gathered them one by one until my hands were no longer empty. The road was long. I crossed mountains. I forded streams. I saw awakened nightingales exchanging words with the budding rose in the garden. When weary, I rested in the shade of a leaning tree and spoke with those who passed by. From every side, I heard his praise. "O traveler Yunus, whoever sits once with Kunkar Haji Bektash Veli will never be the same when they rise again. They will be changed enlightened. At last, I reached that blessed village. It was bright and peaceful, like flowers newly in bloom. In the gardens, cheerful children played, and from the windows drifted the scent of soup. It felt as though I had come home. They came to greet me. "Welcome, traveler. You are our guest, the crown upon our heads. Haji Bektash Veli is at rest. Stay with us for 3 days, eat, drink. On the third day, whatever your wish may be, tell it to him." 3 days, each bearing its own counsel. I waited. I learned patience. Time flowed slowly, and then the great moment arrived. The door of the kunkar opened slowly. I stepped inside, and the world stood still. How beautiful was the face of the kunkar! There was no anger there, no pride, no trace of self-importance. He was serene. His eyes were clear as a river, a perfect mirror. I looked into his face and found myself gazing into my own soul. "My Sultan, I have come from Sahru Khoi. My villagers are in hardship. I am here for their sake. My hands are empty, but I bring the prayers of my people." He asked, "Tell me, my child, do you wish for breath or for wheat?" I could not yet see the secret behind his question. I was still on the road, my compass uncertain, still a seeker. "My villagers are hungry, my master. I ask for wheat." "My child, suppose I were to grant you as many breaths as the hawthorn berries you have brought. Would you still ask for wheat?" I was bewildered. Would breath make the soup boil in the hearth? I thought. And what if children were waiting for that soup? "I ask for wheat, my master. My villagers are hungry. I wish for them to be fed." He fell silent, a silence that would echo for centuries. Once more he spoke. "What if I gave you as many breaths as the seeds inside those hawthorns? Would you still ask for wheat?" I could not understand. The time had not yet come. "My master, I do not know what breath is nor what it does, but the people of my village are waiting for me. Their eyes are on the road. I am their hope. I do not wish to return to them empty-handed." I felt ashamed, yet at the same time relieved to speak the truth. I did not know, but I was sincere. I had not yet understood, but neither had I lied. The kunkar slowly nodded. "Very well, my child. Let it be as you wish." With wheat in my hands and within me a rose not yet in bloom, I stepped out through that door and left the village at once. I returned to the road. I could not put into words what had just happened. The farther I walked, the more my thoughts multiplied. With every step, a new question circled in my mind. What if I had first asked, "Master, what is breath?" What if I had been too hasty? What if one must listen before speaking? A sudden flash lit the dome of my mind. The kunkar had spoken of breath, yet I had asked for wheat. But what if that breath, what if that was the true treasure? I was realizing something, yet still could not grasp it fully. It felt as if I had closed a door with my own hands, and now, with 1,000 possibilities crowding my mind, I stood before that door again, wondering with each thought what lay behind it, and with each wondering, finding myself on the threshold of another story. The kunkar had not offered me only wheat. He had offered me breath, a breath that would awaken my heart, the breath that leads to the hidden meaning of words, to the union beyond. And I had failed to see that great secret and had pushed it away with my own hand. But now I knew. The road might be long, yet I had to return. I would turn, as the heavens, like the whirling dervishes. For without that breath, possessions are but an illusion, and the day's mere distraction. I reached the Kunkar's village once more. Within me burned a longing. I was seeking breath. At his door, a dervish appeared before me. Like me, he was a wanderer. His gaze was weary, and though a deep sorrow lay upon his face, his voice was gentle. The Kunkar has spoken, Yunus. We have placed the key to his heart in the hands of Taptuk Emre. Go and take your breath from him. Taptuk, too, is of us. The road that had ended began anew. It did not feel heavy. Rather, it was a glad tiding. The truth was calling me. So, the key to my heart was with Taptuk Emre. Taptuk Emre. I had to go to that door, for his hand was the hand that would shape and mature me. First I returned to my village. I left the wheat behind, told my friends of my purpose, and asked for their blessing. I am now a traveler on another path. This time I seek not bread, but breath. I bid farewell to everyone, embracing them one by one. The voice within me did not grow silent. Walk the path of service, strange Yunus. After much thought, I arrived at the door of the Dervish lodge. I sat in his presence. Taptuk Emre, give me breath. I want to live. Make me a man. Set me upon the path of truth. The old Yunus remained there. A new Yunus was born. I was as light as a bird, as free as a prayer. Praise be to Allah. Alhamdulillah. Taptuk Emre looked into my face and saw my heart as well. He asked nothing. My child, go into the forest. Cut only the straight logs. Bring them to the lodge. Serve and take your share. While everyone else sat at his knee, was I to be given nothing but wood to cut? Later, I understood, this was not merely a task, but the very lesson I was to receive. No crooked wood belongs in Taptuk Emre's lodge. Each time I went into the forest, I looked not only at the branches of the trees, but also at their roots. I worked, I strove, I chose the logs, found the straight ones, loaded them onto my back and carried them. But one day, I forgot something, the rope. How was I to tie the logs now? I fell to my knees and prayed, "Oh Lord, is this a sign? Why have I forgotten the rope today?" Just then, out of the silence, a snake appeared. Yes, a snake, but it did not frighten me. When it drew near, it coiled itself, wrapping around the logs. It was as if it too wished to serve, to help bring the wood to the lodge. By the permission of my beautiful Lord, that day a snake became my rope, reminding me of what I had forgotten. But people talk. The whispers began. Even a snake served him. This cannot be for nothing. He has won the sheikh's favor. Look at him. Yunus has lost his way now. And so they went and complained about me to my Taptuk Emre. Master, Yunus's heart and eyes are on the wrong path. He is not as he once was. Still, I neither grew angry nor felt hurt. For this strange Yunus lives by what he says. Whoever is my enemy, may God be their friend. Wherever they go, may it be spring and garden for them. For the one who offers me poison, may it turn to honey and sugar. May every blessing reach their hands. Those slanders, those false words, when they reached my Taptuk Emre, he too was saddened, yet before acting, he wished to test me. He told them, "Then go, strike him well, let him come to his senses, then cast him out the door." Those who heard these words were astonished. Some took them as a command, and they came, striking with words and with their hands. I gave no answer to any of them. Their words were thorns, their eyes ice. I did not run. I returned to the door of my Taptuk Emre, placed my head upon the threshold, and cried out with all my heart, "Praise be to God, my head is still inside." And in that moment his voice rose, the voice of my Taptuk Emre, "Enough! Leave him. I gave you a moment's leave, and you nearly tore him apart. At last I have found one." Taptuk came to me, lifted me from the ground, placed his hands upon my face. The tears that fell from his eyes were deeper than my wounds, each drop a healing, a divine balm. From that day on, staying there grew heavy on me. Existence became a burden, and moving toward nothing, Nessa treasure. I poured myself, like rivers, into my ocean. Taptuk Emre, my sultan, let this soul seek its share upon the roads as well. It may become a word, a breath. It longs to reach people. Taptuk was silent at first, his eyes drifting far away. Perhaps he did not wish it, yet he understood the call of my heart. And so I took my leave. The road, too, called to me. Mountains, stones, and rivers all said, "Approach." I was walking, in my heart, the prayer of my Taptuk, on my back, the wind. Morning and evening alike were cool. On the horizon, 2 dervishes appeared. They, too, were among the seekers. I drew closer, greeted them, and asked, "O saints, where does your road lead?" One smiled, the other nodded. "We follow what comes upon us. Wherever Allah ordains, wherever the heart points, there we go." They moved with a harmony born from within. I asked their leave. "Let me walk with you as well." I was accepted. I was no longer alone. And together we walked toward unity. We sat in the shade of a tree. When hunger came, one of the dervishes raised his hands. "O God, the giver of sustenance, grant us your bounty." From the sky, a table descended. Upon it, scents as fresh and fragrant as a garden. I was astonished. Time passed, and when hunger came again, the other dervish prayed. Once more, a table descended from the heavens. More time passed. Hunger returned. This time, both of them turned to me. "Come now, Yunus, it's your turn. Pray, let us see." With all my heart, I believed, and I raised my hands. "O Lord, I am but Yunus, a humble woodcutter, for the sake of whichever beloved servant these dear ones invoked when they asked for those tables before. I, too, ask for the sake of that same beloved. Do not let me be shamed, my God. Have mercy on this helpless servant of yours." I spoke neither grand nor lofty words. From mouth to heart is but a hand span, and along that path I went. My prayer ended. From the sky, not 1 but 2 tables descended. Our eyes lit up, and the dervishes were astonished. One of them asked, "O humble dervish, when we prayed, 1 table came. You prayed, and 2 came. What is the secret of this?" I told him exactly as it was. I did not ask for myself. I prayed for the sake of the same one whose name you had invoked, for that noble soul's sake. And my beautiful Lord, seeing a servant who asked without selfishness, gladdened him with a double gift. And I asked, "You tell me first, in whose honor did you ask for the table? Then I will tell you mine." One rooted himself in the earth, the other gazed into the sky. We searched the realm of meaning, looked into every place, and we saw that there is a servant greatly honored in the sight of God. For his sake we asked. His name is Yunus. My eyes filled with tears. A lock fell upon my tongue. From within me, a single sentence rose. "Oh, my Taptuck, what a state you have brought me to." The two dervishes looked at me and asked together, "And you? For whose sake did you pray?" Whatever I might say would fall short. Never mind, I am returning. I am walking back to my Taptuck. They say everyone returns in the end. I was no exception. With longing, with remorse, with yearning, I came to the door of my Taptuk Emre's lodge. It was his wife who opened it. There was sorrow in her eyes. "Yunus, my son, I love you as my own. You were wronged. But know this, after you left, my Taptuk burned with grief. From so much weeping, his eyes can no longer see." I clung to respected Haji Mother's hands. "Please, for the love of God, make peace between us. I have no face to approach him myself." Haji Mother offered a remedy. "In a short while, Taptuk will come out to take his ablution. You lie here, on this threshold. When his staff touches you, he will ask, 'Who is this?' I will say, 'Yunus.' If he says, 'Which Yunus?' remain silent and go. But if he says, 'Our Yunus,' then rise at once and kiss his hands." And so I lay there across the threshold. The threshold was stone. My heart was heavy. Silence. And then the sound of my Taptuk's footsteps. He drew near. It was as if that staff touched my very heart. He stopped. His gentle voice came, "Wife, who is this lying here?" Silence. Then a voice echoed, "It is Yunus, my master." My Taptuk's longing, his silence ran deep. Then he asked, "Our Yunus?" In that moment, my tears fell to the earth, and I wept without restraint. I clung to my Taptuk Emre's knees. "Forgive me. You had given me so much, placed such treasures before me, and I had not understood." On his face were both joy and mercy. Everything was washed away. No hurt from the past remained, no words that had come between us. Only love remained, only we remained. My Taptuk Emre's words reached all the way to my heart. "O Yunus Emre, we were preparing you as a sealed treasure to be offered to our Lord. But you hurried. You opened the box too soon. And once opened, it can never be closed again. What is inside will be scattered outward. Speak whatever comes to your heart. Tell it. Share it. For you are a lover of the truth. You love all people, even those who strike you, even those who curse you. Your work is to love. From now on, Yunus, you will have no enemies." From that day on, words fell into my heart, drop by drop. Sometimes my Taptuk Emre and I would speak at length, sharing our troubles, talking of truth and of love. Some days we would say nothing at all, just look into each other's eyes, and in that gaze understand all there was to know. Praise be! The Almighty tested me, and in the end my trial was made without trial. Peace was placed in my heart, and my path was opened wide. The barren soil I once struggled to till had turned into fertile, livid clay. One day, the soul of my soul called me to his presence. The candle of parting had been lit. His face was calm, his words resolute. Come, my Yunus, light of my eyes, radiance of my heart. I do not know how I shall live without your companionship, but I do know this. Two lions cannot sit upon one post. The road is yours. Go, my Yunus, precious to the truth. Speak of the beloved one. With the breath you have taken from us, revive the dead hearts. My Taptuk Emre, my master, my guide, my friend, my very soul. He continued, do not grieve, my son, we are one. You are in me, and I am in you. We have been made one with the eternal, and now no one can separate us. Praise be, we have found the unity. All roads were mine, as fresh as a new day. Then, one morning, I met saints from Khorasan along the road, their faces radiant, their steps silent. I greeted them, and we warmed to each other. I asked with interest, O souls of the heart, where is it you journey? One of them stepped forward. Our road leads to the lodge of Rumi, Brother Yunus. Maulana Jalal al-Din Rumi, the master of love. He too was one who knew the language of the heart, one who spoke of love through the dance of the whirling dervishes. Come, come, whoever you are, he would say. I had heard his words passed from tongue to tongue, but our eyes had never met. There is something in this, I thought, and so, with the heart friends from Khorasan, I set out upon the road. In the middle of the road, one dervish stopped. He lifted his hands to the sky and called out, Maulana, we have come from afar. Our stomachs are empty. Might you have some semolina halva made for us to eat? Amen, they all said. I remained silent. Step by step, the road carried us on. We reached Konya. Before we had even arrived at the lodge's gate, a fragrance spread all around, the sweet, warm scent of semolina halva. The dervishes looked at one another, their eyes shining. One of them whispered with joy, then they must have heard us. The door opened, and Maulana Rumi appeared. He stood, waiting for the travelers, as if he had long known they were coming. Opening his arms wide, he said, Welcome, welcome, saints. He greeted each one, soul to soul. Rumi, the master whose words were fire and light, paused. His eyes moved through the crowd, searching. He was looking for me. You asked for halva, and I had it made. But there was one among you who had asked for my essence, for the truth itself. Where is that person now? I do not see him. The dervishes asked one another, Where is Yunus? I searched the crowd, but no one could see me, for I was behind the door, bent low, kneeling on my knees. I could hear the voice of Sultan Maulana Rumi, yet I could not bring myself to say, I did not ask for halva. I asked for you, my Huda Vendigar, my master, my lord. Sultan Maulana Rumi's eyes found me. He sighed, and his voice burned like fire. Oh, my soul! I was burning for my Taptuk, he, for his shams of Tabriz, his guiding light. And through the streets of Konya, whispers began to stir. Has a new Shams arrived? Hussam al-Din Chalabi was called. In his hands, he carried a great book. He opened its pages and began to read, the Masnavi-e-Manavi. I listened. I stayed silent. I waited. And then I overflowed. The book ended, and my voice came as if from somewhere else. It was not I who spoke. I have clothed myself in flesh and bone and appeared as Yunus. Sultan Maulana lowered his head slightly. Turning to Husam al-Din Chalabi, he said, "We have spoken at such length, my Chalabi, and Yunus has summed it all up in a single sentence." I hesitated for a moment, wondering if I had done wrong, and met the Sultan's gaze. A look of contentment rested on his face. Days passed, word was added upon word, yet from afar something was calling me. "The road has appeared to you again. Walk, Yunus, until you hear, stop." Rumi spoke with sorrow. "Do not go. You have been a balm to my wound, Yunus." But I had to go. My Hudavendigar remembered me, saying, "On every spiritual station I have reached, I have always seen the footprint of a Turkmen dervish. My steps are silent, my trace in the earth. Wherever someone speaks the name of Yunus Emre, there I am. I walk, swaying side to side, dyed in the color of love. If anything is to die, let it be the beast. The lover does not die." The drops from the ocean of Yunus Emre. To know knowledge is to know yourself. Few words are the load of the saint, many words are the burden of a beast. A word may end a war. A word may take a head. A word may be a poison draught, or turn to honey and oil. The greatest worship is to be able to love. Every sentence is true if you're true. Truth will not be found if you are crooked. Why fear death? Fear not. You are eternal. Whoever has patience receives their share. The home of the friend is in hearts. We have come to build hearts. Lovers do not die. I neither rejoice in existence nor grieve over absence. I am consoled by your love. I need you, only you. See all that is created with kindness, for the sake of the Creator. There is a self within me, deeper than myself. Come, see what love has done to me.